If you understand Proverbs 1, you will see why Jewish wisdom protects your finances. That is because Proverbs 1 is not merely a chapter about religious language or abstract moral ideas. It is a chapter about instruction, discipline, discernment, and protection. It teaches us that wisdom is not just something to admire. Wisdom is something to live by. In Jewish teaching, wisdom is never meant to stay in the mind alone. It must become action. It must shape decisions. It must guide how we speak, how we work, how we save, how we spend, and how we avoid needless loss. And that is why Proverbs 1 is so important, for understanding money. Because many financial mistakes are not really money mistakes first, they are wisdom mistakes. Proverbs 1 begins by saying its purpose is to give wisdom, instruction, understanding, prudence, and discretion. That is powerful, because before a person can manage money well, he must learn to think wisely. Before he can build wealth, he must build judgment. Before he can enjoy stability, he must learn discipline. Jewish wisdom has always understood that money is not the first issue. Character is. A person with money but no wisdom can lose everything. A person with income but no discipline can live in chaos. A person with opportunity but no discernment can make costly decisions that follow him for years. That is why Proverbs begins with wisdom, not because money is unimportant, but because money without wisdom becomes dangerous. Proverbs 1 says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. In Jewish understanding, this is not terror. It is reverence. It is the recognition that God is above our impulses, above our pride, above our emotions, and above our shortcuts. When a person fears the Lord properly, he begins to respect order. He begins to respect boundaries. He begins to respect consequences. And that changes how he handles money. A person who fears God does not ask only, "Can I afford this?" He also asks, "Is this wise? Is this honorable? Is this going to bless my future? Is this leading me toward peace or toward regret?" That is Jewish wisdom. It teaches that money must be governed by reverence, not impulse. Proverbs 1 also describes wisdom as a voice crying out in the streets. That means wisdom is not hiding. It is calling. It is available. It is public. It is accessible. But many people do not listen. And that is where many financial troubles begin. Wisdom says, slow down. Wisdom says, think ahead. Wisdom says, do not rush. Wisdom says, do not follow foolish company. Wisdom says, do not chase quick gain. Wisdom says, choose the path that preserves your peace. But the foolish person ignores the voice because he wants the moment, not the message. That is how money is lost, not only through lack of income, but through lack of listening. One of the strongest warnings in Proverbs 1 is about the people we follow. The chapter warns against joining those who invite others into destructive paths. That is deeply relevant to finances, because some of the most expensive mistakes come from bad counsel. A friend says, just buy it. A culture says, spend now. A voice says, you deserve it. A habit says, don't worry about the future. A proud heart says, I don't need advice. But Jewish wisdom understands that not every voice deserves your agreement. Not every opportunity is healthy. Not every shortcut is a blessing. Not every fast gain is a good gain. Sometimes the price of bad advice is paid months later in debt, stress, regret, and shame. That is why wise people learn to pause before they follow. They test the counsel. They weigh the outcome. They ask whether the path leads to peace or destruction. Financial mistakes often happen when a person wants something too quickly. He wants money now. He wants success now. He wants relief now. He wants comfort now. But Proverbs teaches us that haste can become a trap. A quick decision can create a long problem. A rushed purchase can become debt. A careless loan can become bondage. A foolish investment can become loss. A desire for immediate comfort can destroy long-term stability. Jewish wisdom calls us back to patience. It reminds us that lasting blessing is usually built slowly, not in a moment, not through panic, not through impulse, but through faithful, consistent stewardship. Another lesson in Proverbs 1 is the danger of refusing correction. Wisdom speaks, instruction comes, warning is given, but the foolish person resists. And when correction is rejected, consequences eventually arrive. This is true with money as well. Many people do not fall into financial trouble because they never knew better. They fall because they did not want to be corrected. They did not want to budget. They did not want to slow down. They did not want to hear no. They did not want accountability. They did not want to change habits. But correction is a gift. In Jewish teaching, correction is not meant to humiliate. It is meant to preserve. It is meant to protect. It is meant to rescue a person before the loss becomes severe. If you understand Proverbs 1, you will not hate correction. You will welcome it, because correction saves money, time, and pain. So what does this chapter teach us practically? First, listen before you spend. Wisdom begins with hearing. Second, do not let the crowd shape your money habits. Crowds can be loud, but they are not always wise. Third, choose discipline over impulse. Discipline protects your future. Fourth, respect counsel. A wise person invites correction before crisis. Fifth, think long-term. Jewish wisdom is never only about the present moment. It is about the future you are building. Sixth, protect your peace. If a financial choice brings constant anxiety, it may not be wisdom. We live in a world that rewards speed, comparison, and instant gratification. Buy now, upgrade now, borrow. Now, enjoy now, worry later. But Proverbs 1 gives a different vision. It teaches that wisdom is protection. It teaches that discipline is strength. It teaches that the fear of the Lord leads to clarity. And it teaches that a life built on wisdom will be less vulnerable to costly financial mistakes. That does not mean every problem disappears, but it does mean you are less likely to destroy your future with careless decisions. If you understand Proverbs 1, you will see why Jewish wisdom protects your finances. Because wisdom guards what money cannot. Wisdom keeps you from the wrong path. Wisdom saves you from destructive influence. Wisdom helps you listen before you lose. Wisdom teaches you to value discipline over impulse. And wisdom reminds you that financial peace is not built by rushing. It is built by reverence, discernment, correction, and faithful stewardship. So if you want to protect your finances, do not only chase more money, chase more wisdom. Do not only ask how to earn, ask how to think. Do not only ask how to grow wealth, ask how to live wisely. Because in the way of Proverbs, wisdom is not just a virtue, it is a shield. And that is why Jewish wisdom protects your finances. If this content blessed you, please subscribe, leave a comment, and like this video so more people can be encouraged.